Hey, Phoenix. Shout out to all the members. Makeup Mom and Son. Charlene Heel was here. Savage with the Dono. Queen of Hearts. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's see. Add to the stream. Hello, hello, hello. I like the pink.
You know, I had to rock it for our girl Angie Pooh and anyone else who is living with, surviving, or have anyone affected with breast cancer. Had to rock it today. Told them we're gonna try to rock it all week. You know,
all week.
Mm-hmm.
See you
whenever I can remember.
I know that's right. I'm rocking the bun. That's what I'm rocking.
Hey,
I was actually gonna do it. Look at it's just crazy. This is like the new style.
Hey, but you know what though? With when you training and doing a new position, hey, you lucky just to be on the screen right now. Okay. Mm-mm.
I know, but I think it was Vanessa Beauty. She did a post on IG, and she had the bun, and I was like, "Me too, girl. The bun. Me too." It usually means I gotta wash my hair, so I don't know how many people can relate. Hey, Tyrone. Once again, shout out to the members. The Vegan Kitty. I was just thinking about you and the Masked Vegan. I haven't seen you guys in a while. So I got to catch up with you guys. But I was thinking, because I have this taco challenge, and I was like, who am I going to tag? So I'm glad you're here. You must have heard me talk to you. All right. So let me welcome in our guest.
Hey.
Hello. It is Alicia. You don't have to put your whole name. Hey, Locke. Thanks for coming. Hey, Wanda. Hope you're doing well.
It was already there. I didn't have to type it in. That's weird.
Oh, you can go back and change it if you want. You don't need your whole government out there. Hey, Six.
I think her YouTube still have it anyway, so it's everywhere.
Yes.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, let me share.
Thanks for coming. Everybody make sure you hit that like. I'm going to introduce you in a second, Alicia. I just want to make sure I say hi to everybody coming in. Hey, Arsh. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sometimes it takes like 15 minutes to really, kick in. Notifications will be out and we'll be mid-sentence. So, yes, the Vegan Kitty, I will be tagging you because I don't eat meat. So, I'm going to figure out this taco thing. And I know you guys don't either. So, thank you. All right. So, we have Alicia. What is it? Divine Designs by Alicia.
I do a little of everything, just about.
There you go. What mama out here doesn't?
I know that's right. Oh my goodness.
Busy, yes. Especially when they're all gone.
Oh. Yeah, so that is the topic. I'll probably repeat myself a few times. So Alicia, she can introduce herself, but I'm going to say that she reached out to me asking if she could join the mamas on a segment. Hey, Jackie. And the topic is empty nest.
Yes.
Do we have to whisper or? So Alicia.
No, I'm good.
I'm going to put you on full screen if I can remember how to do that. And you can introduce yourself.
I was trying to figure out how to go back and change. Okay.
Alicia. So there you go.
Yeah. Okay. So you ready for me to introduce myself?
Yes.
So I am camera shy. So between Neela and you guys, I'll get out of that. But anyway, I am Alicia. My last name is Howell. Priester is my maiden name. I'm divorced in 2012 and decided to just start using my maiden name. So I am a crafter. Mm-hmm. I do everything. I make jewelry, I crochet, I paint. If I can do it, I'll sure try. Yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah. So I'm recently stepped into the shoes of an empty nester. My baby just moved out. He's my big baby. He's a whopping 23 years old. and he told me he had been thinking about moving out. I said, okay. And then one day I was sitting here and he was walking out the door with his television and his stuff. And I said, where are you going? He said, oh, I'm moving out. I said, today? Yeah. Yeah. So I cried for about a week.
Oh.
Yeah. I have 4. I have 3 boys and 1 girl. I am an adopted mom. My 2 oldest are adopted. They came from my heart. Yes. So they're all
Okay, we're
grown now
back.
and living their lives and telling me that it's time that I live mine.
Oh, be
Okay.
still my heart.
Okay, so let's stop because we probably have tissue boxes somewhere.
Yeah.
Everybody grab your tissues. For those who have grown children or little children, I mean, there comes a day, right? We were all
Yes.
kids. We all left the house at one point. So I'm going to reintroduce you. Hi, 1SP. Thank you so much. Shout out to the members first. They're highlighted in green with the little cupcakes. And thank you guys for coming. This is Alicia again. So if you're just stepping in, we're talking about empty nesting. She says she does everything under the sun. Check her out on IG. It's Divine Designs. I'm going to put it in the chat and so everybody can go check it out. But it's Alicia. So say hi, everybody. Drop some hearts. Say hi. And your oldest, you said is 23.
That's my baby.
Oh, that's your baby.
That's my baby.
Okay, and she's an adoptive mom. So
Yes.
kudos to you.
I tell them all the time. I used to always tell them, I didn't birth you from down there, but I birthed you from my heart. Yeah, it's interesting because it took me 9 months to get them, and I thought that was really interesting. There was going back and forth.
Wow.
Yeah, 9 months before they finally said, okay, they're yours. Let's get this paper signed, go to court, and get it all taken care of. Yeah, so I thought that was really cool that it took that long. Yeah.
Okay, so
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I gotta start from the top.
I know.
I've been like chatting and everything with Alicia for probably about a year or two, and I never had any backstory. I just know she just seemed like a warm, good mommy to me. Like I'm like, not me, dang it, not me.
My babies, yes. And just got my first grandbaby.
Oh, I see the picture.
Yeah, he'll be a year old in March. He's a handful.
Okay, so how did everything come to you said that you were married and you're no longer married,
right?
So you had children, biological children, and then you got a divorce. I mean, like, tell us more.
So this is a quick backstory. I was always told that I'd never have kids. I started having problems at 15, and that's when they said the chances of you having kids is very slim. So when I did get married, I was here and I wanted to move away, so I told my parents I'm leaving, and they said, where are you going? And I said, I got me a ticket, I'm going to Hawaii. So I moved to Hawaii. That's where I met him. That's where I met my ex, and we went through all the fertility, all the pills, some of everything, and nothing worked. So we decided to come back home here, which is Jacksonville, North Carolina. And long story short, we became foster parents. And we got these kids, different kids were in and out of the house, and we got these 2 little kids. Courtney was 3 months old. Matthew was 3 years old. They didn't want to separate them because she was biracial and he was white. So they asked me if I was willing to take him, and I said, yeah. Long story short, a year later, their mom's parental rights were terminated, and they asked if I'd be interested in adopting them. Yes, I said, of course, I'd had them all that time. What happened was their other men came forth and said that they were Courtney's dad and they were willing to take them. So this went back and forth for 9 months doing DNA testing to see who's the parents. Come to find out none of them were. 9 months later, they said, okay, if you want them, they're yours. Yes. So then,
super
fast forward, Matthew was 6 years old, and I was sitting down, and he came downstairs and he said, Mommy, there's a baby in your tummy. I said, no, Mommy just has a fat tummy. He said, no. He said, I love telling the story. He said, God told me to tell you there was a little boy in your tummy because I asked him for a brother. And he said, and right after you have him, 6 years old, you're going to have another one.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I said, okay, he just doesn't understand. So I kind of left it alone. About 2 months later, my mom's sitting here, so I have to ask her to see if she can help me remember. About 2 months later, I called her and I said, I am so tired and I'm not feeling good. And all I want to do is just sleep. So she said, well, just sleep. So finally it got to the point I called my doctor and I said, I think I have the flu. So I went in, we talked. She said, you know what? Just humor me. Let me give you a pregnancy test. Did the pregnancy test. I was pregnant.
Yes.
And then a few months following year, I was pregnant again. Yep. So I had my 4 babies, 3 boys and 1 girl. I was a stay-home mom until they all started school. And then I went back to work. I was a substitute teacher. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That is awesome.
It's been a joy. Going through a not so good marriage. I'm so thankful I had them. If I had to do it all again, I'd do it the same way because I wouldn't trade them for anything in the world. They made me very proud. I am a very proud mom. And my daughter, when I got her, she was an alcohol baby. And I was told that I'd always have to take care of her. She'd never be able to make it on her own. Well, as of last November, she was a sheriff. She is now a detective.
Okay.
Buying her own home.
Nice.
Yeah. So much for what they say.
Right.
I believe strongly in the power of prayer. And I prayed over her when she was having her alcohol withdrawals as a baby. I just walk around with her and just sing to her and just pray over her. And they told me that they would last about 6 months, about a month. And when they asked me, so when is the last time she had a withdrawal? She hadn't had any more. They didn't believe me, of course. But yeah, so she has far exceeded my expectations. You know, everything they said she would never do, she's done. Smart as a whip. Yeah. 4'11", a little pistol. Yeah. Walking around with her gun.
4'11". Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I'm very proud of all of them. Yeah. So
all right.
Yeah. So like I said, my youngest, my oldest son, Matthew, he went into the military and he did that for a while. Then he got out. And then my daughter, she left home. And then my other son, he left home. He went to college. He just graduated, just started working. He's a physical therapist. Yeah. And he's been he works out with me. He teaches me how to work out. So between you, Neil, and him, I'm getting it on. Yeah. I'm working on it.
Yes. Work out with me. Work out with me.
Yes.
So if anybody has any questions, drop them in the chat and me or Tisharia will try to catch one of them. So the topic is empty nesting, and she was talking about her beautiful children, grown and likewise doing their thing, yet mama is at home. So because the first one leaves, right? Was he the only one that left, or did they kind of like trickle out?
No, they trickled out really slowly. He left, went into the Army, came back home after he got out. He did 5 years, came back, and then my daughter left while he was gone. So I had the 2 youngest, and then my Jonathan, my knee baby, he came home one day and told me he was moving out. Yeah. So then I had Micah home with mommy. He's the one that everybody said would never leave. He's mama's boy. Yeah. So some girl came along and stole his heart. So yeah.
Don't you love that?
So.
How was it? Okay, this is a question from Phoenix. How was it at first after all of the children were out of the house? I know a lot of people say that it's like everything crushed in you.
It's hard. And like I told you, I cried for about a week. I cried. I was happy for them. It's bittersweet because you want your babies to fly. You raise them up and you teach them, and you want to see them grow and go into the world and make a life for themselves.
Mhm.
So it's nice to see him fly, but at the same time, I miss my babies. I do. And it was hard because everything I did revolved around them. You make all your plans around your kids. You can't do this because I got the kids. Everything you do, you think about them. So now it's like, what do I do now? So thankfully, I had already started the business and started crafting and everything. So it keeps me busy. So
So the crafting keeps you busy. So finding a hobby or something that will occupy your time. Because I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying. Uh, my whole life revolves around
Mhm.
the kids. And I know a lot of moms or mamas out there will agree, from when you wake up in the morning till you go to bed at night,
yes,
it's just kids, 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 kids. What do they
Mhm.
need? What do they eat? What are they wearing?
Mhm.
All of the above. So, I mean, I have some ideas of some things I would like to do
Mhm.
my
without them,
advice is to
but
make sure you figure all that out before they leave. And like I said, mine, they're constantly telling me, Mom, and of course I found love.
Mhm. Mhm.
oh,
Yes, for those that don't know, Mr. Randall Ray, he's out
mm,
fishing today. So he's here now visiting me. Um, that helps.
mm-hmm.
So we had dinner, he cooked dinner last night and the kids came over and we sat around the table and talked about old times and laughed. Um, so that's a big thing too for me. So even in that, I was still even in that, I still thought about the kids first. And my youngest said to me, Mom, we're grown now. You did
Yeah,
a good job. You were the best mom ever. Now it's time to live your life. Yeah.
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 What were you gonna say to Sharia?
No, I was just going back. That's good that you said go ahead and have a game plan for when they're going to
Yes.
before they leave. Because if you wait until after that, but you know what? I never imagined how it would feel until I had kids. How my mom may have felt
Right.
because she kind of flipped a little bit. She kind of flipped when we left because she was like everything. That's all she worked for, all she had. And then it was just like, oh, she just being nosy, she just being intrusive, she this. And then when I had kids, I realized, oh, you
Now
know,
I get it.
now I get it,
Because you to Sharia had children later, like you
Yeah.
were doing your thing and
Mm-hmm.
enjoying life a little bit. I don't know how many people in the chat or are listening to this on the replay who
Mm-hmm.
have been in similar situations, but my whole life has been with children. I had a child at 19, so I
Mm-hmm.
was barely doing my thing.
Okay. You barely got out to a start, yeah. Mm.
Hold on, I gotta block this person.
Oh yeah, I was just about to do that for you.
Oh, okay. So somebody said something. My chat is a little behind. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Joy said, I think it depends on the type of person you are. Why? Oh, wait. My daughter left. I cried for 2 days straight. And when my son left, I cried for 2 hours and was kind of happy that one more out the door. Yeah. And then Phoenix said, I'm trying to get business projects going now so that they're off the ground. And then you don't have to worry about being bored. Hey, El Coro, thanks for coming in. Empty nesters. Yeah, he said, time to get your groove on.
Yeah.
That's the guys. The guys, they
Yeah.
come in, they have their
Move
own
on.
mentality. It's like nobody's home, so we got time, right?
So yeah, it's a change though. It's a big change. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, I definitely do agree, though, Alicia. Like you have crafts, and I'm gonna drop or the name of your channel here on IG, Divine Designs with a Z by Alicia. Guys, go check her out. Hey, Jackie, us, never them. I like a lot of the bracelets, and I'm getting some similar stones. So you're
Okay.
into the stones?
I am very much a gemaholic.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
as a
Me
matter of
too.
fact, I'm getting ready to go back to school. I'm getting ready to take a gemology class.
Ooh,
And,
nice.
It's hard memorizing all the stones and what the properties are and all of that. So I'm working really hard on that. But yeah, I like all things natural. I love working with wood as well. I just like I love nature.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of woodwork and I do a lot of
Oh, woodwork.
working with wood. As a matter of fact, as soon as I get my tools, I'm going to also take a woodworking class so I can
I
learn.
love woodworking. I think
Yeah.
that's a trade that has gotten lost.
I love the smell of wood.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, my mom. I go in Lowe's and I'll just go in the wood department so I could take in the pine and all the different scents.
So I'm guessing perfume scents would be very woodsy, natural. I'm trying to incorporate some of the stuff that I'm very familiar with.
Yeah.
I'm not as well versed as you and Frugal are with the gems, but I read off the card. But I do love things that have valuable meaning. And woodworking, I have a desk over there that was handmade. I bought it at a tag sale a few years ago in Connecticut. And I think it was like $100. But honestly, I mean, now that I'm talking about it, I probably should show somebody, right? But that's an awesome craft as well because it's handmade. Like the value in there is not, like you can't just pick up the same one at the store or Marshall's or TJ Maxx. There's value in putting your hands on something. Hey, Kids Wonderful Wonders Life. Oh, thank you for coming in. Thank you to all those who have come in, and I miss you, SJL. Thank you for coming in. So we're talking empty nest. I know there's guys out here who have kids as well. Six was saying, I read his comment, but he said that he's lucky that his daughter stayed at home. So Phoenix said, I love handmade things, woodworking, jewelry, crafts. Yes. Go check her IG out because she has pictures of a lot of different things on there. So, and I love people who work hands-on.
No, y'all didn't catch that unboxing. I did an unboxing. She made some coasters, hand-poured coasters. They are beautiful.
Make a post with the link, and I'll reshare it.
Definitely will.
That'd be awesome. Because I know, people who are just getting to know us, they're just getting to know us. I mean, typically people just want to see what's happening right now. They don't go back and watch older videos. So we got to remind people, we were there before.
Right.
So that's cool. So keeping busy. You said you have a grandbaby who's going to be 1. That's super exciting. So now roles, have they changed, shifted, or stayed the same? Do you stay mama and grandma at the same time, or do you split?
You split it. There is that feeling of, because the minute they told me that his wife was pregnant, I cried. I was so excited. There is nothing like that feeling when I went to the hospital. My son said, okay, mama, you want to come? Because of COVID, only one person could be in the room. So he said, I'm going to go take a nap. Would you like to come and meet your grandson? So I was like, I'm on my way. I cannot describe that feeling of when I picked him up and held him and looked at him.
It's just, I can't imagine. I don't have any grandchildren yet. But is it like, I want to know, because I feel like I'm going to be an awesome grandma. Just saying.
I wish I could, because I'm a poet as well. I do poetry. And
she has a beautiful voice. Listen, you are not even giving yourself total credit here.
I know, right.
I wish I could find some poetic words to express and make you understand what it's like to be a grandma. I can't find those words. I have not been able to write about that. It's just,
no words yet. No
words yet. But it's the best feeling.
So did you discover these talents and gifts before or after you had the empty nest? So did you actually
I had all that before. And a lot of it came in being a stay-home mom. I had, to try to also try to find myself and be a mom at the same time, so I didn't get lost, because I went through a stage where I really felt like I had lost myself. I was in a bad marriage, and then I had the kids keeping me busy, and I needed to find myself. And I remembered one day, because I used to write when I was younger, and I had stopped. I don't know why I stopped writing. I used to crochet when I was younger. I don't know why I stopped. And then one
Mm.
night I sat down to the computer and I started writing.
Mm.
And I actually wrote a play. And that's when I started finding my love again for creating words. Yeah.
A play.
Yeah.
So it became a part of me finding me while still being a mom. And then the crafting came along after the divorce. That's when
Hmm.
I started making jewelry and doing all that other stuff. Yeah. Because the kids were
Okay.
getting bigger. And as they get bigger, they don't need you as much anymore. And they kind of, like the first time my son was in school, I went to give him a hug when I took him to school. And he dapped me up. He was like, Mommy. Yeah.
Uh,
So the hug is,
Joy said she loves her grandbabies more than her own kids because she said their parents is the best way to explain grandbaby love.
I like that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's
Because
amazing.
I feel like we all have talents. I think that when you become a mom, a lot of the times it gets put to the side.
Yes.
Unless, like you said, you were a stay-at-home mom. Sometimes you have to be crafty with the kids. And she kind of whispered on the fact that she was a teacher. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of all of that incorporated. I mean, you just exploded after with all the craftiness.
Mhm.
So just yeah, it's important to find yourself during that time as a mom. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it helps you become a better mom when you have a sense of self as well, of who you are,
Mhm.
more than just mommy.
Yeah.
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 I think it helps to be a better mom. I
I
think.
do think, while you say that, I do think that is an important factor that even while we have children, we shouldn't lose ourselves entirely.
Mhm.
You can incorporate your children in some of the things that you like to do as well, because your
Right.
children are a part of you, so they take
Yes.
on a lot of your characteristics. So it's
Mhm.
cool, like when you have a kid that likes some of the stuff that you like, so you can emphasize it sometimes. Like if you like to go kart racing and your kid is into cars and sporty stuff, you can both, get into that. Or if you both like doing arts, you both can do that, and you can sort of be the guide to that kiddo as well.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh
Is
yeah, Phoenix. If I did, I haven't gotten an alert yet. I belong to a lapidary club and have gemstones out the wazoo, says El Coro. El Coro, he's in Australia. He's our Australian uh, friend.
Mhm.
He's into gems as well. So if you haven't checked out his page, he finds gems like all over.
He's on
Uh,
Instagram?
yeah, I'm sure he is. El Coro, you can put your
Yeah.
IG name. Um, but yeah, he takes pictures and stuff and short videos of all kinds of cool gems. So I'll message you on Discord. You can answer. I know. I have to actually go on Discord. Like, I picked Jen. Yeah, exactly. On the sand on the beach, which is in his front yard. No, no IG. Well, he's here on YouTube. I
Oh,
thought
okay.
he had a IG, but anyway.
But it's a journey. It's a huge journey. I love it. I do. Um, in 2015, I got my diagnosis. I have sarcoidosis, and the kids, when I first got sick, I literally couldn't do anything. We moved in with my mom, and they would come in the morning and get me up, and the kids would help me. Like my mom would help me get dressed, and the kids would make my bed up for me, and that kind of thing. So the roles kind of reversed. They took care of me.
Mhm.
They did. My two boys, the two youngest, they took very good care of mom. So it's been a journey.
Okay, so wait a minute. I was about to say something about that. Okay, do you want to talk a little bit more about your experience with that, and I would like for you to show some of your crafts, that if you have some handy that you can show the people, because I love it all. Like
I'm gonna turn this around a bit. This used to be my mom's living room.
turn it.
It's my store.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm just
Ooh.
gonna turn that. Yeah. So I've taken over and I have, my paintings, and
Oh yes.
so I love abstract art.
Ooh, that's pretty. Wait. You flashing it too fast now.
Okay, she saw that purple too. Okay.
Yes. You know, I'm into purple
Mhm.
with a little hint of
Oh, I
yellow,
like that
gold.
one too.
So this is a drip painting. Is this one of those drip ones?
It's pour painting.
Pour.
Yeah, pour painting.
Ooh,
And
yes.
oh my
Right,
gosh,
Joy? That is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
this is some of my jewelry.
Yes, let's get up
Oh, I
close.
love when you
And
have the
tell us
necklaces.
about the stones.
This is opalite. These lighter color ones. It's hard, the camera, I'm trying to get the right side. These are opalites, and then these are lapis. Lapis, I never know if I'm saying it correctly, but
Lapis lazuli, the
lazuli.
one that I had that in my subscription box. Oh my gosh, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Lapis
Yeah.
lazuli. Lapis lazuli. Oh, I love that. That's pretty.
So where I am, I have a hard time getting these.
Mm.
So our local bead store, every now and then they'll do a what they call a trunk show, and they'll get stuff in from somewhere else.
Mm.
I also, like I said, I like natural things. So I have connections with someone in Ghana.
Mm.
And let's see if I can get that. And I get, well, of course, this is coconut shells, chips. And then we have, recycled glass. So the villagers in Ghana, they do the recycled glass, and then she
Wow.
sells them, and then part of the proceeds go back to the villagers.
That's
And of
nice.
course, this is tiger's eye. That's my favorite stuff.
Yeah, I like tigers.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
That
So
is really
one of the
pretty.
tips that you gave for people who may be becoming empty nesters is to plan before time. And do you have any other tips?
Just realize, as a parent, our job is to raise them, teach them. The Bible says to train them up in the word. When what you put in them, you may not think they're listening to you. They are. You may not see that until they're older. And then you'll look and they'll come back. My kids tell me all the time, Mom, remember you taught me this? You remember this? And you'll think, oh, you were listening. You did hear me. So just train them up. Realize that at some point, like a mama's bird, a bird in the natural, when her babies get to a certain point, she pushes them out of the nest and make them fly. I didn't push mine out, but they will. And like I said, it's bitter. It was bittersweet. Even though it was hurtful, I hated to see them go, and I miss my kids. But I'm also so proud of them. They have made me so proud. That my heart.
So the idea that I'm gonna be on one wing of the house and my kids and they gonna be on the other house on the other side, that's probably not gonna happen. I should get that out of my head right now. Like
unless you bought the house.
Yeah, but they do come back.
I don't never want to see them go nowhere.
My mom tells me, she said, but they do come back because of course I came back home after the divorce. I was in the process of trying to buy a house. I had gone back to work. The kids were older. I had gone back to work, and then I got sick, so I had to stop work. And then she was like, just come here. I got you. I'm in this big house by myself. Come here. So I ended up coming back home, the kids and I. They do come back sometimes.
Yeah.
And I thank God for my mom because she's been a huge support. And she loves her grandkids too. She spoils them. So grandmas, we can spoil them.
Yeah, we know.
My kids got away with more stuff than I got away with. And I was like, how did you wait? I wasn't allowed to do that. And she was like, oh, they're fine. They're fine.
My kids be jumping all up on the furniture. On the furniture. You ain't get to sit on the furniture. You got to sit on the floor. What are you talking about? Yeah. What is this on the furniture? You get to sit? Where they do that at? Who is this lady? Yeah.
Do you ever like, okay, to share, you're saying that, and I'm not trying to laugh, but when your kids act up like mine, do you like start sweating from the inside? Like, oh my God, I cannot believe you're doing this. I would have been dead.
Yes. I be telling them too, man, if I were doing what you, I say, see, you look at that nice little grandma over there. Oh, grandma. Man, she would have knocked me in the middle of next week and literally would have taken me that long to get my senses together. Okay. Yeah. Like, I probably still have some memory. It's just probably why I don't remember things right now.
I remember
knocked out so fast. Whoa.
Right. I remember calling my mom one day,
whatever they wanted,
and saying, "I am so sorry.
No, right.
I ever put you through, because I am getting it back." Yeah.
But you know what? I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it because it really trained me to think a little bit before I act.
Yes.
And to be more mindful, even though I still kind of, we all still make mistakes, but I am grateful that she was as strict. And like my house not dirty because she made us clean up. She made me study. We all have our education and everything. So
we got a super sticker. Okay, thank you. It's money. Thank you.
It's money.
Yes. I want to say hi to all the people that have come in. I've been trying to keep up on my raggedy laptop over here, but I'm trying. We're having a great conversation with Alicia. She's talking about her emptiness experience.
Shout out to all the active grandparents. If you're an active grandparent, give yourself a hand clap, because baby, that it's a totally different experience. Yeah, and I'm seeing it all over. I'm like, man, I wish I had my mama as a grandparent. But yeah, and my grandmother, because she was blind. Like some people say, you go to your grandma's house, you smell the cooking and all that kind of stuff. Well, I didn't have like that experience, but my grandma was a dope individual. Like I'd never forget some of the things she because she didn't have a sight. Hey, we got another super
Everything else was heightened.
Because she didn't have a sight, she could she could hear exceptionally well. She'd be like, "What this is?" Everything. And like she had such tenacity, like we moved her to be close to us. She moved herself right back down a year later and got in the same apartment that we moved up out of. She was like, "I am not. This is where I am." It's an amazing experience.
Yes. I'm trying to use this to get the workout and whatever. I think we also, I was saying to incorporate now, while you're still in the thick of it, of being a mama, you gotta, do some stuff that you like too.
Yes.
Not always, what you think the kids like. So, I think this day and age, it's a little easier to do your thing a little bit. And I don't mean do your thing by going to the club and stuff like that. I'm talking about, do something that you enjoy, a craft, a hobby, because you can't lose yourself too. Your kids will notice. And on the point that you made about them listening to you, I think all of us kind of feel that way, because I hear myself in my kids now. Like they say stuff, and the tone that they say it is like, oh my God, that's me.
And of course, you got to be careful what you say, because they are listening. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm loving the conversation, because I think that we forget that eventually, when we have little ones, we have little kids here. Hey, Abby, that they do grow up.
They do.
So you got to find yourself before then. They might leave you right at 18. They might leave you at 35,
And 23.
Who knows?
Yep.
Be ready.
And it's funny because everybody was just constantly, oh, that boy's never gonna leave his mama. That's gonna be the one to stick, stay put. And when he left, he left. He didn't take long. So yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling that 2, I will say, for sure, won't go far.
Okay.
They might leave, but they won't be
You
going
have,
far.
how many do you have?
4.
Frugalmama,
I'm
you
in the
have
same boat as you. I have 3
Okay.
boys and 1 girl.
Girl.
So, and I'm thinking this younger one, he's kind of a little beast, and he's very overprotective. That he might be the one that stays right around, down the street.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't lose ourselves
Right.
because
It's important.
there are things that we have to focus on as being a great parent, and being a great parent is showing that example, in my opinion, of having your poop together.
Yes.
My opinion.
And just find what you love and
Oh, thank you so much, Ricky. I'm sorry.
develop it.
Yes, find what you love and have
And
fun
develop.
doing it. That's
Yes.
what Everyday Life of OCD chick says.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hearing repeated motivation, repeated encouragement, and this is words of wisdom for real. It's Wednesday midweek mashup. I'm not sure I said that already, but we're talking empty nest. So if you just stepped in, we're talking about when the kiddos leave the house, what do we do with ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
So anybody have a question in the chat? Thank you, Frugal, for timing
This is
somebody
good,
out.
though.
Yeah, another one of those.
Turner Family Realities. If I haven't said hi to you, it's because my laptop is, acting like it wants to die. So, hey, Tiffany. We have Alicia here. I did pin the link to her IG. So she has some crafts on her channel. She has some beautiful bracelets, some necklaces she was just showing us. So if you're on the tail end of this conversation, one day just go back and hit replay. Hey, Coco T. I'm seeing a lot of great faces coming in. So if you're not familiar, get familiar, hit that like, subscribe, and comment once the video is over. I always like to see when people come back and comment because I will put the link to her IG there as well. That would be a pinned comment. I usually do that. So if you want to go check out her stuff, follow, the things that you're supposed to do. Let me see. Ricky Williams said, when the kids leave, the house is yours. Walk around butt naked. And go for broke. I told you, the guys, they come in with...
Yeah, they just like, woo!
House is empty. Woo! They have a whole different mindset. We over here crying and can't keep our face together.
I am in the process of taking my youngest bedroom. I'm reverting. It's going to be my craft room.
Oh, nice.
So there is that.
Nice.
Okay, you're starting to get through it a little bit, and finding love. Well, I was finding love after many. I'm saying many. I don't know what happened.
It was years. It was because I was divorced in 2012, and the kids were still young. The boys were, and I didn't want to bring anybody into their life, so I chose not to date. And at the same time, I didn't want when I did find someone, I didn't want to make him pay for what my ex did. So I wanted to make sure I allowed the healing process to take place, and I didn't even realize I was ready. And Randy, a friend of mine, my best friend, introduced us. And she's always trying to set me up with somebody. And I always tell her, no, Jan, I don't want to meet anybody. So this time she said to me, do you trust me? And I said, I do trust you. She said, well, this time, don't say no. She said, he'll be good for you. That's what she said to me. He's who you need. So long story short, yeah.
I ain't crying. No, I ain't crying. Got no tears and nothing.
I know.
Like now a little bit of this.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Ray has quite the sense of humor. So speaking of, so if you're on that game of, getting a divorce or whatever, and this is part of starting your life over a bit, what do you look for then? Because as you said, you didn't want to find somebody as a replacement or have to deal with. So what were you looking for this time?
I don't know what I was looking for. I remember my mom always taught me, you don't go looking. She always said, allow God to do it in his time. And I used to always say, be anxious for nothing. So I didn't have a preference, physical preference. I didn't have any, I didn't say he didn't need to look this way or that way, but I needed someone with a big heart, love family, have to love family. He loves his family. Love God was a must. And that was it. I didn't have all the other preferences that we had when we were young,
Right, like good teeth, nice
Yeah.
sneakers, you know.
And I think that comes with age, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, you just kind of learn, like, because you marry somebody and you look good, and you marry him, he looks a certain way, and then when my mom used to say, "Coming to see me is not like living with me," and after a few years, like, oh Lord, okay, So I didn't, like I said, I didn't have any preferences. I just knew I wanted someone, first of all, love God, love family, and then so Jan and we have been best friends since 1980, so she knew me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than myself. So when she said to me, "Do you trust me?" I was just like, "Okay," because Randy tells everybody that I didn't want him, and I didn't know I was ready until I was ready. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Laura. I can't like this freaking laptop, I swear. So thanks for coming in, everybody. Make sure you hit that like, the drill. We're talking empty nest.
Yes.
Some of us have already gone through that. Some of us are maybe closer than others. And some of us are just at the beginning and probably not even thinking about that. But
I'm
will.
at the beginning and I'm still thinking about it. My baby's a 5 and 7. And I
was here to ask you how old yours were.
I'm like, And I said, oh no, we gotta make sure we got space for everybody to be up under one roof. Okay, well, we gotta get some land or something. You gotta have your house over there so I can see my grandbabies. I'm gonna be sitting on the porch. We're gonna be making us some caramel candy, all of that. Yes, I am.
Yes. Oh, Frank Nasty, thanks for coming.
I'm thinking about it, but I think, I gotta get ready for something not to be like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm realizing through like a lot of conversations and whatnot.
And even though I have teenagers, like one is going to be 15 this year.
Oh, fun age.
The other one is going to be 14. I'm still thinking, like we still need 5 bedrooms. We still need space. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Like I'm not even, maybe because I have a 4-year-old that I'm still like, there's a huge, there's, which is good for me because that's like 10 years that nobody's leaving. I'm selfish, okay, when it comes to that. Yeah, I know, Phoenix, yours are about the same age as mine. So like all the noise, that's, I think, what bothers me because I live with noise. I'm used to the noise. So like no noise. Hey, Miss T with the
quiet
tea.
hits.
Real quiet.
Yes.
Like after you done the nakedness, that's gotten out of your system. Hey, Pete, then what? You got to find yourself. I think that's the real point.
While they're there, find you. I was blessed because I had a mom. My mom was here, and there were moments when she'd get the kids and give me a chance to get out and just, go get my nails done, get a mani-pedi, and then come back home. So I got, I was blessed to have that.
I think like I've always, and I commend you on so many different things. Like you're doing a lot. Like you entitle the busy mama aspect for real. Multitasking, handling the kids, adoptive kids, teacher, all kinds of things. Like so many hats, and you're wearing them all well. Like really.
And mamas do anyway.
And carrying on.
Yes.
So, well, I was going to say something about the noise. Like, so do you fill the house with like music instead, or did you always have music playing? I'm just afraid of the no
Always,
noise.
always music. Even at night. Yeah. So, but there is still that quietness once that last one leaves. It's just you're laughing. My mom's here, she's laughing at me, but they laughed at me because I cried. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a quietness.
Yeah.
But I did a lot of reflecting and I reminded myself, I had to constantly remind myself, it's time for him to fly. It's let him fly.
Right. And I think that's the motivating factor. Hey
Yeah.
Lauren, thanks for coming in. Shout out to the members. Um, I think that's the motivating thing is like you're sending them off to do their independent thing. You've given them the wings, as you said, to
Yeah.
fly and fly well. And at some point they do come back, with the babies, the grandbabies. So there's that to look forward to.
Yeah. And then when
Um,
they leave, when it's a girl that's you feel like she's taking your son's heart, that's hard.
mm,
That's hard.
I'm gonna touch on it just a tad bit because that's not really the topic. But as you said, you have three boys. I have three boys. And somebody told me, oh, you'll see when you become a mother-in-law, and this chick is trying to tell your son what to do, and you're gonna be like, I don't feel like I'm like that because one of my sons, I talk about him in Neela's chat, like, I can't wait to see who he get. Because hands off to her.
Because you look and you wanna like him. Because I had one son that had a girl. He lived with her for 3 years. I did not care for her at all. I knew that mama instinct. I knew she wasn't the one. And when he first, I was very honest with him from the beginning, and I said, "This is how I feel, but you're grown, and I love you. And if you love her, then I'm gonna embrace her." And I did. And then he found out later. He came back and said, "Mama, you was right. I should have listened to you." So, but you, as a mom, you have to let them make their mistakes.
Yeah.
You have to. It's hard. And you give I'm gonna give you my opinion. And then I'm gonna leave it alone. This is what I have to say. This is
Yeah.
what mama sees.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let you do this. You go. And you have to let go. So the youngest one, my oldest son, his wife, I adore her. I did from the start.
Mm.
Um, and then, like I said, the knee baby, I knew she wasn't the one, but I let him find that out for himself. That's not easy, but you have to.
Yeah, because there's some mamas out there like Laura in the chat who said, I'm scared I won't let them make their own mistakes.
You have to.
Yeah. I think so too. Like you don't learn until you fall off the bike.
Right.
And you'll remember you got that scar. It's right there on your knee. You remember it.
It all goes back to my mom. That's the way she was. She let us make our mistakes. And when we fell down, it's like even as when they're babies and they want to touch that hot stove and you try to keep them from it. And then eventually they're going to touch it and then they learn. And then you're there to, handle the wound and put some aloe vera on the burn. And, you got to let them learn. And it's the same way when they grow up. You got to let them learn.
So El Coro, our guy in the chat who's making some comments, he says it depends on the size of the mistake. Sorry, I didn't finish my sentence. Good Lord. It happens. It just, sorry. So it depends. What to me would be considered like a big mistake? I would say something financial, like something you can't like undo. Like, I don't know. That's what comes to my head. I don't know. Because anybody think of something big that you would intervene? Maybe? No?
I think talking to them and saying, this is what I think you should do, but if you choose not to, I think that's a good intervention. You kind of give them your opinion, and what you see, because like as moms, we have that second sense.
Mm-hmm.
We have that, we see. I don't know. We just got that thing, the
Yeah.
intuition, mommy's intuition,
And
and
a little wisdom.
yes.
Yeah.
And for me, a lot of it was, how as being raised, because I was raised a Christian, how can you condone your kids living with someone?
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten that. And I'm not necessarily condoning, they're grown. And if they want to live with someone, and if it don't work out, they don't have to go through the court system that I had to go through, going through divorce and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like if they don't work out, they can just pack their bags and go.
Yeah. Miss T with the T said a life or death situation, definitely
Yeah,
drugs.
definitely.
Legal and financial guidance. Thank you, Okoro. But life experience, you on your own, fly by free. Thank you, Tiffany. Yeah, and I love that people, because everybody has their opinion, right? Everybody has their different parenting styles. Like I said, a lot of us are on a different, careful, a lot of us are on a different spectrum. But these are things, as Alicia said, you got to prepare yourself because you can't always be Mama Bear, hovering over.
Right.
You want them to make mistakes. You want them to fall off their bike. And I will say, I'd rather you fall off your bike when you're younger than to be falling off your bike later and, why didn't you tell me?
Right.
So.
But I have to go because I have a meeting. But I appreciate you being here, Alicia.
Yes, we're going to wrap it up anyway because, the cutoff is an hour and we got 2 minutes left. So,
yes.
Any final thoughts?
I think you're a phenomenal woman.
Thank you.
Phenomenal woman, very talented. I listened to your poetry here on YouTube. I also posted that link in my video that I did with the unboxing your the coasters that I purchased from you. And just talented with poetry, the crafting, everything that you do, and especially being a mother. I adore it. I just love it. I just love it. You just have that warmth and that just that thing, you know what I mean? And so I appreciate you being here with us and sharing your experience and your journey with us. I wish you well, nothing but peace and blessings to you.
Yes.
Yes. That's a great ending now. I'm so glad you reached out. So if you want to do this again, feel free to reach out on a different topic.
I'll definitely subscribe. I'll be sharing and I will be in the comments.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You've not seen the last of me, that's for sure. So yeah. Thank you guys. You beautiful ladies.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.